Before we conclude, do you have any kind of advice for our young men and women, especially seeing the state of the country at the moment? Do you have kind of any advice for them?
No. Yeah, the same advice goes to the old people too.
Okay.
There's I don't think there's any demarcation. These young people are going to grow old one day. And if you're a wise young man, you're probably going to be a wise old man. And the other way around.
Yes.
So, I don't discriminate much
In terms of
in
age.
terms of youth and
Okay.
elderly people. Because things are the same for everyone.
Especially in this economy right now.
Yeah, the economy is as much a result of adult misdemeanor as well as juvenile delinquency. It's a collective responsibility between both. Even the leadership as well is jointly culpable with the citizenship. It's a collective irresponsibility that has got us where we are today. And
Talking about how we got to where we are today, in the last general election, who did you vote for?
I didn't vote.
You did not vote.
No.
Is there a reason for that?
Yeah, because
No vote.
I want a Nigerian leader
Mhm.
who has a Pan-African vision.
And
That's who I vote for. Because like Kwame Nkrumah said in 1957, on the Independence Day of Ghana, when everybody else was so euphoric and so happy, screaming and drinking and dancing, Kwame Nkrumah was pensive, and he said that the independence of Ghana is meaningless, unless it's linked with the independence of the entire continent. So any African leader who does not have the bigger picture in mind, to me, is wanting.
so
Personally, I do not believe in the ultimate survival of individual African countries. They are programmed to self-destruct.
you mentioned it before when you talked about Nigeria being all the African countries being one country.
Yeah.
But in terms of Nigeria, last general election, being the economy at this point, this is just 1 year, right? You're trying to say you're telling me that all the candidates that came out for contest for the presidency, you didn't have any candidate you think that has the bigger picture that will give you, that will be the leader you want or you envision for the country.
Through no fault of theirs,
Mm-hmm.
none of them is capable of bringing this country out of the doldrums.
None of them,
Yes.
even the president.
Yeah, because unless you think in terms of the Pan-African situation, but that's their only means of survival, ultimate survival. You understand me? It's very well to promise people good roads and good boreholes and stuff like that. We heard those things before, and and stuff like that. So, okay, fine. Yeah. But we are helplessly dependent upon international economic dynamics. A lot of things that happen to us are out of our control. And a lot of things are out of our control because the individual African countries are programmed to fail. They're designed to fall.
Yeah.
Yeah. They're not capable of surviving, no matter the good intentions of the leaders, if they do have good intentions, you know? Irrespective of their good intentions. It's not possible in the long run. We can only live from hand to mouth. We cannot really get out of the woods because it's programmed that way. The supranations of this world control the world. The United States of America, European Union, China, India, Australia. All right. Now, just a minute. You know all these units I mentioned. They're
Yes.
actually countries. Really?
Yes.
Yeah, they're called countries. It's like United States is a country, and so is Togo. You know, the Australia, which is a virtual continent, is a country, and so is Botswana. Okay, California in the United States, if it was a country, would probably be like the 6th largest economy in the whole world.
Yeah.
The state of California, if it was a country, right?
Yes.
Yeah. But irrespective of its wealth and stuff, you know, it's still a part of a country, a large country, composed of 50 other nations virtually like it. Nations which can work as individual countries and better than any African country. Still, irrespective of that, we find it imperative to group together, trying to form a monopoly, which can only be challenged and maybe ultimately broken by similar supranations like the EU, China, which is trying its best now to break the stranglehold of America because it's capable of it. It's designed towards that. It's aiming for that. So these are the relevant countries of this world: the United States, China.
Are you
India.
trying to say Nigeria is irrelevant?
Well, in the sense that, listen, I gave you an analogy. The United States is a country, right?
Yes.
And so is Nigeria. So just check it out. Do the math.
I don't think we should.
And so is the European Union. You see, you're going to go to conferences and economic bargaining conference tables with these other nations. What have we got compared to USA?
Okay, I think comparing Nigeria to USA is kind of actually reaching because Nigeria and USA are worlds apart.
Exactly. That's why you can only compare Africa to the United States.
So
Africa is the only entity that can be, well, not even Africa as one country It's still years away from breaking the. Yes, but at least it's a start. Listen, the United States will respect a country called Africa because we have things to offer. We have strength at the table. Okay?
Mm.
They will respect you if you're an African, the nation called Africa. When you say you're Ghana, you're Nigeria, you're Ivory Coast, fine, they'll be diplomatic enough. When your presidents go to Washington, they'll play the national anthem for you and stuff like that, and treat you like a real VIP. But they know where you're at. They know what the situation is. You know that a middle-level American state is what Nigeria is commensurate to, like Maine, the state of Maine, for example. Okay? So it's really simple to understand. Marcus Garvey understood this 100 years ago. I don't know what the leaders are doing today. 100 years ago, Marcus Garvey understood that the only African country that can stand on its feet and sit comfortably at a table with the supernations of the West and the East, Africa itself. They can flatter you all they like, call you giant of Africa and all the rest of it. But everybody knows the score. I mean, real people know the reality. Okay. So, any Nigerian leader that does not have an ultimate Pan-African vision is a man of the moment.